biggest game of the season. Bills at Patriots. This is the Buffalo End Zone Podcast, everyone. I'm Kevin Carroll.
What's good, everybody? I'm Andy Young. We are proudly presented by Toyota. And if you hear the Bills tell it, it's just another game, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. Well, the next game is always the biggest game, but we're not on the Bills roster.
That's Josh Allen's one of his go-tos.
Yeah. That I know of. But, I mean, my goodness, the Bills have owned the AFC East for the last few years. The Patriots used to own the AFC East for about 20. And now here we are, the Patriots jumping over the Bills, thanks in part to the Patriots going on the road and beating the Bills 23-20 at Buffalo earlier this year. So now revenge game for the Bills is they're going to have to now, Andy, go on the road and even the score and keep that slim bit of playoff hopes alive.
They're slim, but it is not impossible for the Bills to still go out there and win the AFC East for the sixth straight year. Clearly, Patriots in the driver's seat right now and can clinch the division title with a win in Foxborough on Sunday over the Bills. However, if the Bills win out, Patriots lose this one, obviously, and then lose another to either the Jets or the Dolphins along the way, and they finish tied, the Bills can actually leapfrog them and win the division and steal it away. So this is a huge game, whether you want to hear the Bills say it or not, whether they want to say it or not. The division title is at stake, let alone spoiling the party for your biggest rival on their home field.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we kind of, the first meeting, the Patriots were 2-2 at the time. They come out to Western New York. You and I both thought it would be a cakewalk with a couple of ugly losses for the Patriots to start the
Bills
season.
Bills were 4-0 at the time.
Yep, Patriots 2-2, but since then the Patriots have ripped off 10 wins in a row and are in control of not only the AFC East, but between them and the Broncos going back and forth on who the first overall seed is. Meanwhile, the Bills, at times, it looks like they're fighting just to get one of the wild card spots. So that makes this a huge game, and I think, to what your point was, if the Bills go into Foxborough and get the win over the Patriots, I think we start looking at those December Buffalo Bills teams and what they've done the last few years, being able to run the table. And to be honest with you, the Patriots usually crap the bed in one game against the Dolphins every year. That dates back to when Tom Brady was there.
Yeah.
Most of those were down in Miami.
And the Dolphins are playing well right now.
The Dolphins and Chiefs, same record right now.
6-7.
The Dolphins.
6-7.
Dolphins are like, we're still in it. The Chiefs are like, oh, my God, what happened to us?
I know. It's incredible. But, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't stun me if the Dolphins were to go there last week of the season and beat them.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills have done it to them. These AFC East teams have done it to each other. I think the Jets have had chances to win the division or make the playoffs, and the Dolphins have beaten them. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. And these are two really good teams that we're going to see here on Sunday. And in some ways, different teams, right, than what they were back in Week 5. Obviously, the Bills have dealt with so many injuries across the way, and they've had their lulls and their ups and downs and difficulties. I think, but Josh Allen said it, we're going into this game battle-tested, right? Like, we've learned from these losses as they sit at 9-4 right now. And I think, most people believe unless they collapse, the Bills are going to make the playoffs. It's just whether they can creep back up and make the division interesting. And then a fun question to ask is, should the Bills even try to win the division? Because if the 1 seed's off the table, what does it matter, right? Like, they're going to play, right? Mm-hmm. Especially if there's anything at stake. But if the Bills are the 5 or 6 seed, especially if you're the 5 seed, and the way that the playoff bracket might shake out the way it is right now, you might have an easier path that way if you go to the AFC North winner, which at least right now would be Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of those other teams, if Houston is below them, the Chargers, knock off other teams in the wild card round, you could end up hosting an AFC championship game.
Right.
So a lot of people are saying, maybe it behooves them to kind of slow the take the foot off the gas pedal. They won't do this, but we're allowed to talk about it because that's what we do.
And the only issue I have with that is, A, the Bills have looked really bad on the road at times this year.
Yes.
And B, Josh Allen has never won a road playoff game. This version of, go to Sean McDermott in that game in Jacksonville, and then you had the game in Houston. Now, the rest of them are all the Kansas City Chiefs. But still, with the issues they've been having on the road and the fact that they haven't won a road playoff game, just brings up the whole idea of just get out there and keep winning and, hope your buddies in New York/New Jersey and down in Miami can help you out with the Patriots towards the end of the season. And then we'll get into this a little bit later on the rest of the teams that could be in the playoff mix right now in the AFC, because while it seems like it's a little too early, Andy, to get into that, it's not. There aren't that many regular season games
left. It's a month left.
And then after the Patriots, you have the Bills go to the Browns. They can win that. The Eagles look like crap right now.
But that'll still be a tough game. The Eagles muck it up with everybody.
Oh, no. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying if the Eagles keep trending like they're trending, they looked bad lately. And then you have the Jets, who don't even have a quarterback right now.
Right. So, the door is open. They've got to take care of business this week, and it won't be easy. Patriots, really good. I love the way that Mike Vrabel just quickly turned around that culture. Drake Maye is playing at an MVP level, and it's to me it's at this point in the MVP race, it's Matthew Stafford, Drake Maye, Josh Allen, and if Allen goes on a heater again down the stretch here, and they somehow climb back into the 2 seed or something and win the division, it's probably Josh Allen, unless Matthew Stafford puts up a 50 touchdowns or something like that. He's at 35 right now.
I will say this, with the Patriots and Drake Maye, Josh McDaniels coming back has done Drake Maye a world of good. That I think, Vrabel bringing back the culture and all that. To me, it was too loosey-goosey last season. Under Mayo, that it's a little more structured right now. But Josh McDaniels coming in, not a good head coach. Tried a few times, but has done a really good job with settling Drake Maye in, and I think that's where now you have, it used to be, Drake Maye could end up like Josh Allen. Now it's Drake Maye
is like Josh Allen.
Yeah, versus
to a
Josh
degree.
Allen.
Right.
And we'll all set this up as Josh Allen versus Drake Maye, and Josh Allen and Drake Maye will say, well, we're not on the field at the same time.
That's absolutely true.
But this is what draws people to game. Like, this is maybe down the road, this becomes the Allen Mahomes thing. Maybe it becomes that heated because you're going to see each other twice a year.
Yeah, this has the potential for another 5, 6, 7, 8 years to be a really good rivalry. Like, as long as Josh Allen is somewhat of what Josh Allen is now. He's going to be 30 next season. But you'd expect still at least another 5 years at a decent level from him. At least.
Absolutely.
Maybe he slows down the running a little bit, but, he's got that arm. That doesn't go away. Ask Phillip Rivers.
Right. We'll get into him a little bit later on, too. And I think before the first meeting, we were talking about Drake Maye. I said it remains to be seen how this is going to play out for him, because I brought up when Mac Jones was there, it looked like they might have had some. He got them to the playoffs his first year, and then it tailed off. This feels a lot different than that first season or two with Mac Jones, that Maye is actually the real deal.
Look, right now, Allen and Maye are tied for EPA per play among quarterbacks, which is a statistical measure of basically efficiency, behind Jordan Love of the Packers, who's really coming on strong right now as well. So Drake Maye is absolutely the real deal. Now, we said that about C.J. Stroud after his rookie year. Hasn't been the same since. Now, I think in year 3 for Stroud. But Maye's second season has been really fantastic. 23 passing touchdowns, just 6 interceptions, 2 rush touchdowns. Completion percentage, 71.5. Allen just behind him at 70, which is Let me just say this. It is remarkable that Josh Allen is a 70% passer, considering all the talk of what he was coming out of Wyoming and then where he was his first couple of years.
He just ran.
Right.
He took too many chances. Absolutely.
So, I mean, this is going to be a really fun battle. And, you got the Diggs storyline. You've got Mac Hollins. You've got the AFC East on the line. And
Patriots coming off the bye. Mike Vrabel win in Tennessee. Always won coming off the bye.
But here's another thing about stats like that. Bills don't very often lose 2 in the division to the same team.
And I look at it that
team.
way. It's so hard to beat a team twice in one season. Like, even look at the Dolphins. Bills couldn't do it. Who knows what happens with the Jets, But the way this looks right now, you have the Patriots coming off the bye. The Bills have won 2 games in a row and are starting to play better.
Getting a little healthier, too.
Getting healthier. We'll get into that as we go as well. And then Allen coming off the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So you have that. We're kind of looking at,
for the 18th time in his career.
and I don't want to pat my back, but I said there'd be struggles in the middle of the season.
Can you still reach that?
No.
Yes. Got him.
But yeah, Allen looking like Allen. The run game going. We'll get into that in a little bit too. But it just looks like the team is in the right place at the right time.
Sean McDermott's teams, for whatever reason it is, have been really successful in Decembers. And they looked pretty darn good in at least coming back against the Bengals last week. They showed something in the last 2 weeks against the Steelers and the Bengals and the ability to win different ways, even when, like early against the Steelers, sluggish. Things weren't working out the right way. A couple of turnovers. Same thing happens again with getting off to a bad start defensively against the Bengals. And here they do. They come charging back. It's just that mentality that's built into the culture of we're not giving up. We've got 17. We're going to keep going, right? Even when our defense sucks, which it did against the Bengals for a large stretch of that game, opportune plays.
It's amazing how the Bills' defense has played so much better in the second half of games. It's like incredible when you look at it.
Right. There's always with the Bills, I feel like, kind of a feeling out process for the defense under Sean McDermott and with Babich and before that Leslie Frazier, where they kind of just want to see how the other team is attacking them. And they're like, okay, obviously we don't want to give up 21 points in 3 consecutive possessions, but we're okay with like letting teams move the ball a little bit till we ferret things out. And then they're really good at halftime adjustments. Players keep pouring it on. That's big. But you'd love to be the Bills, and this has kind of hampered them in playoff losses, where you don't have to do that, where you just have a really good defensive game. And then Josh Allen doesn't have to be Superman, and you don't have to have miraculous 63-yard interception returns for touchdowns like Christian Benford had. So defensively, the Bills have gotten better generally since the bye. They've straightened some things out. They've got some different roles for guys. Shaq Thompson kind of steadying the middle linebacker spot with Terrell Bernard hurt. But generally, I think they're playing a little bit better, but they can still be got. We saw that last week.
Right. Before we go to break, Christian Benford, a sack and a pick six, and he is not the AFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah.
Former Bill Rasul Douglas,
who is a really good friend. They were really close, Benford and Douglas, when they were together in Buffalo.
So talking to Christian Benford, asking him, do you feel slighted that you didn't get that Defensive Player of the Week thing? And he said him and Rasul Douglas had a bet that the other would get the award. So Benford, looking at it positively, goes, I won the bet because I was right. And I mean, no offense, Benford just got it. Rarely does the NFL do it back to back.
And Josh Allen was also the Offensive Player of the Week, so they want to spread the wealth a little bit.
Right, absolutely. Now we're going to dive into the matchup itself, but first we're going to take a quick break. This is the Buffalo End Zone Podcast. All right, welcome back, everyone. Bills at Patriots this Sunday at 1 o'clock. I thought at some point during the season they might at least flex this to 4:25, but not.
They've got a good lineup of games this week.
Yeah, they're all, like, you look at the games, so much rivalry games and stuff that can affect the postseason. So let's take the Bills offense versus the Patriots defense to start. We'll get into Josh Allen, but James Cook, the other weapon, has had his way rushing, throughout most of the season, but not against the Patriots. Against the Patriots, 49 yards for Cook in that game. The Patriots defense, on average, allows 89 yards rushing per game.
But here's the caveat. They have not been quite the same defense at stopping the run since defensive lineman Milton Williams went out. He's on injured reserve.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more opportunity for James Cook to have some success in the run game. They're a really strong defense. Vrabel gets them coached up. They're not going to be like the Bengals and kind of look like they're lost out there at times. But that guy, as we've seen with the Bills, when you lose an Ed Oliver type, an interior anchor, penetrator, whatever it might be, that really affects how your run defense can play because that guy either makes big plays himself or occupies double teams, and then your linebackers are free to flow and make the plays. So with that guy out, I think they have not been quite as good against the run. So there could possibly be some opportunity for James Cook to get rolling again. And the Bills, they're going to try to stick with it as long as they don't get way behind in the ball game. And they're going to keep pounding the rock. Now, fumbles have been a concern for Cook.
Yes.
Asked Joe Brady about that this week, and he said, look, we can't have it. The amount of turnovers that they've had this season is just far surpassing what they did last year, and it's cost them. Think about the first matchup. 3 turnovers in that game. Josh Allen talked about it. Joshua Palmer talked about it. Gabe Davis talked about it. A lot of different guys. Spencer Brown. Turnovers against a really good team like the Patriots will come back to bite you. So getting Cook rolling, making sure he's hanging on to the football, Josh being smart with the ball as well, and utilizing his different weapons, that's going to be really big this week.
And it looks like Spencer Brown will be back.
He declared that he will play on Sunday and talking with us outside the locker room after practice here on Wednesday.
So Patriots pass defense, pretty good too. I think overall they're 5th in the league in points allowed as far as the defense goes. But I like if you get James Cook going, you get the play action from Josh Allen. I think that works tremendous.
They've got to lean into that.
Because
it was so good last week.
Having the ball in Allen's hand and having him be able to do multiple things, and I think you tweeted this out too. I think collectively, as anyone who watches the Bills, you can stop throwing that bubble screen to Khalil Shakir. You almost rolled his ankle during it, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Now, I will say this. They did throw it several times to Dalton Kincaid last game, and it was really good. It's a similar play. It's just a different player.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't know. You're fighting, to try and win the AFC East.
They treat it like a run play, and I don't disagree. I said, fire that thing into the sun.
Yeah.
And then it worked a bunch of times with Dalton Kincaid instead of Shakir. So what the hell do I know?
Yeah. And then, you have Kincaid practicing in full during their walkthrough to start the week. Knox wasn't there. That's a personal reason. And then we talked to Joshua Palmer, too.
Sounds like he's going to be able to play.
Yeah. So it will be nice to have the offensive line, the full group of players that you started the season with wanting to be out on the field going up against this Patriots defense.
Okay, so if Palmer is able to play, who sits as a receiver? They're probably not going to have 6 active wide receivers. So is it Joshua? Is it Keon Coleman? Is he the odd man out?
I think so.
Because I don't think – obviously you're not taking Shakir off the field. If Palmer's back, he's playing. Gabe Davis is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Cooks, Keon Coleman, right?
Brandon Cooks, former Patriot, too.
Think he'll be a captain for this game?
Yeah.
They like that.
They'll do that.
So. But with Coleman – and you're not taking Shavers off the field. That's who I forgot to mention, who they just rave about because he's such a good blocker. And hate it or love it, that's who the Bills wide receivers are. That's what they require of them. So he's really good in that role, takes it on, he plays special teams. So I could really see if Palmer's back, Keon Coleman is inactive again.
Yep, I can totally see that too. And I can't even come up with a reason why Keon Coleman should be out on the field.
You got me.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
like, he has potential. He has moments where he can make a play. And talking with Joshua Palmer, he was asked if playing receiver for the Bills is fun. Like, that's been a couple of questions from, I think, our buddy Matt Perino from Syracuse.com and the Shout podcast. He's been kind of working on a story. Like, everybody eats, but nobody's really eating at the wide receiver position. So is it fun for these guys when you're asked to block so much, when you don't know if you're even going to get a target in the course of a game? You only might get one or two targets.
Like our buddy Stevie Johnson said, sometimes it's like playing wide receiver in the wing T,
right?
And you're just blocking most of the game.
And they've found that's their best way to victory. Part of me also says, well, if you want the ball more, be a better receiver. And
there's that too.
The ball finds you.
Get open.
If you're open.
Yeah.
So there's that part of it. But Palmer said it's that selflessness, sacrifice. Like, you just got to do what you got to do.
All right, we're going to flip to the other side of the ball when we come back. Going to take a quick break. This is the Buffalo End Zone Podcast. Welcome back, everyone. Bills at Patriots coming up on Sunday, and that means they're going up against Drake Maye in a Patriots passing game that can push the ball downfield. Andy, the Bills' defensive backfield has looked a lot better since the last time they played and Stefon Diggs went off. Those were mostly
Diggs ate him up.
Short passes, though. It wasn't like Diggs was bombing down the field, but that has kind of become Drake Maye's calling card right now. But the way the Bills play defense, I don't know if that's going to happen much in this one, but then they could eat them up with Diggs in the underneath stuff like they did in the first meeting.
And it'll be interesting, too, how the Patriots play it, because Christian Benford has taken on the role of traveling, following the opposition's number one receiver. But that really only applies when they're on the outside, when they're playing the boundary. Diggs can play a pretty good slot.
Oh, yeah.
Do they move him inside of the slot and take advantage there, and then Benford just has to play a side of the field, and you kind of negate that, and you have either Taron Johnson, a safety, a linebacker, whatever it might be, if you're playing some zone coverage, trying to work with Diggs.
Yeah, I think you're going to see way more of Diggs inside. I mean, his age and what he's able to do after the catch, or at least what he was against the Patriots. I know his production has gone down lately, but he's still the Patriots' leading receiver. And then you have Hunter Henry,
right,
the tight end, who's their other big weapon right now. I remember when the Patriots got Henry, it looked like it was going to be a big deal, but it never really was. But right now with Drake Maye and the flow and where he's at.
I mean, he's got 45 catches, 610 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He has become another security blanket type player from the tight end position for Drake Maye.
You have that running game now with New England. Travion Henderson actually above Ramondre Stevenson at this point. Really good young running back. That was a weakness of the Bills, Andy. Do you think they've gotten better over the last few weeks at stopping the run, or just the running games that they were facing kind of helped that out a bit?
I mean, you faced a team in the Steelers that wanted to run the football, had no success in that game. And then the Bengals have had some success running the football with Chase Brown. He's been a good player for them this season, and they really shut him down too for the most part. So I think they have found something in the running game. It was really third down defense that killed them in the Cincinnati game. I mean, starting the game 7 for 7, I think Cincinnati was 10 of 12 or something like that for the game on third downs. But on first and second down, they did really well. So I think they're starting to find something. Terrell Bernard, we brought him up earlier, limited in practice. Is he ready to play this week, or do they hold him out And then we get into that whole debate about Shaq Thompson. I mean, Shaq Thompson he takes fields questions from the media as if he's a captain and a primary player.
Yep.
He's kind of asserted himself into that role, both by his play, his leadership, all the things that the Bills find attractive in the intangibles too. That's no slight to Terrell Bernard, but you're not taking Shaq Thompson off the field. So now is it, all right, Bernard goes in for Milano? Is it Bernard comes in on heavy packages? Do they slide? Do they run both Thompson and Bernard? I don't think you can mess with the middle linebacker spot with the way that Shaq Thompson has played and how that has been studied, especially in the run game. I just don't see it.
Well, if the coaching staff is going to sit there and say, we're going to play the best players out there, then even if Bernard has a C on his jersey, if he's not the best combo that they're going to have out there, then it is what it is.
I think Milano and Thompson have worked really well together. Obviously, Thompson brings a little more downhill style. Milano more of the slashing, athletic type. Not quite the same speed sideline to sideline that he used to be. But I think they're playing well off each other. So it would be interesting to watch them disrupt that and see that was a combination that's working, and then Bernard comes back in and it's not. But Bernard could come back in and he's fine. But he's been so banged up, just not the same player this season.
Take your time with him, bringing him back, Andy. And then we always hear McDermott talk about matching the pass rush with the coverage. Patriots' offensive line is a bit banged up.
Is Campbell still banged up?
Their rookie stud lineman is still not
Will
playing.
Campbell, yep.
And we'll see. I mean, I don't think Joey Bosa is going to be playing, but he's limited at practice. So we'll see about getting that pass rush and see if they have to blitz in order to get to Drake Maye.
Yeah, I mean, timely blitzes are a big thing for this Bills team because they don't like to do a ton of it. But as you've seen the last couple of weeks, good things have happened when they've taken some risks with corner blitzes, for example. Now, Drake Maye is a really athletic quarterback. He might have some more ability to escape that type of thing and make you pay than did Joe Burrow or Aaron Rodgers the previous week, or that little bit of a drive with Mason Rudolph.
Right.
But say, for example, they move Diggs into the slot to the Patriots, and Benford is outside on somebody else, whether that's Boutte, Mac Hollins, whomever. All right, maybe you take your chance blitzing him, that those guys aren't going to beat you as badly as perhaps a Diggs would on the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to take another quick break here, get a check of your forecast for game day in Gillette Stadium, and then we'll be back. This is Buffalo End Zone Podcast.
With your Sunday game day forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Gilson. The game being played over in Massachusetts in Foxborough, and it's going to be a kind of a wintry one out there. We could have a rain-snow mix, temperatures in the upper 20s to lower 30s, so it is going to be a cold rain with plenty of clouds around for kickoff at 1 o'clock. So if you're making the journey to Foxborough and you're tailgating out early in the morning, could have some snow showers around with temperatures in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees to start.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Have fun during the post game.
You want to switch this week? I'll stay in the studio. You head out to Foxborough.
You got this one.
Don't you want to go visit some family?
I'm going the following week,
okay.
So we'll be good then. You can head on out there and stand out in the cold rain during the post game. A wintry mix, as they like to say, right?
That is the worst weather to me. Cold rain.
Yeah.
Sleet, that kind of crap.
It was like that when we were out at practice. It was snowing out when we got there, and then it was just cold rain to start the week. No one likes the cold rain.
Yeah, when it's like 32 and rainy and just on the edge of snow, that's the worst.
Yep, horrible. BetMGM has the Bills at -1 on the road.
I'm stunned that they're favored.
So am I. I think What, the way they played the last couple of weeks playing a role in this? Because I don't think they should be fair. I mean, -1 isn't that big, but
yeah, but you should get some home field advantage if you're the Patriots, 1.5 or something.
yeah.
So that tells me that the Bills would be favored by even more at home, by 3 or 4. I don't know. A team that's coming off 10 straight wins and a bye,
Right.
and it's not like they're fluky. I mean, they've had some close games and some weird games, but who hasn't?
Well, that's my whole thing with this Patriots team is some of the games that they won, I mean, to lesser opponents, they barely got by. But, I mean, at the same time, they barely got by the Falcons. The Falcons beat the Bills. A couple of games they barely got by with.
I mean, they lost to the Raiders in week 1, but that stuff doesn't even count to me. It's so long ago.
Right. And then the fluky fumble game they had against the Steelers.
Right. Then they turn it over 5 times.
5 times, and like twice was going into the end zone.
Right.
So I think they've kind of buttoned that stuff back up. I don't know. Like literally while we're talking, I'm not sure how I'm going to go with
I'm going to take the Bills to cover that, to win the game.
49.5 over under. I think this is one of those games where we're getting a lot of points again, like against the Bengals.
Really?
Yep. I do. I think that's got to be, and I've said this before, that's got to be how the Bills approach games now, that they're going to put up points to win.
I don't see it with as good as the Patriots defense is. Like the first game was 23-20.
Yep.
Which I'm going to just flip the script and say the Bills win 23-20.
Okay.
So I'm going under Bills win. You're going over Bills win. Or you're going over Patriots. You didn't say.
No. If I got to say, right, I think the Bills are going to win this game. I think it's a matter of payback.
Pride.
It's a matter of pride, like you said. It's a matter of even if the Patriots are going to win the AFC East, they're not going to do it by beating us.
Right.
And then have the chips fall as they may moving forward. I just think the Bills have too much here.
Would be good to see the Bills go on the road against a really good team. Like, I know they beat Pittsburgh, and they're currently a playoff team. We all know, it's well known on this podcast how I feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hate them.
I don't hate them. I just think they're not good. And for the Bills to go on the road against a good team and get a win, I think that's going to be really important here.
31-28, Bills on top. To my family in New England who are not going to like that, I don't care. That's legitimately how I saw this playing out. Although I did say, and do you remember me saying that I thought the Patriots could get to 11 wins at the beginning of the season?
Yes.
Thank you.
You also said you thought that the Bills would ride the wave, maybe not win the division, struggle to get into the playoffs, and then go on a run.
And here we are.
My God, get this guy a hat.
Kev Stradamus.
Blow the horn. He's right for the first time ever.
Pat myself on the back again. We're going to take a quick break, take a look around the NFL, because some old man's back playing quarterback probably this weekend.
Didn't you play receiver?
This is a Buffalo Red Zone podcast. We'll be back. Welcome back, everyone. The old man I was referring to, Andy, is one Phillip Rivers.
Oh, okay.
Signed by the Colts to their practice squad.
He's actually closer in age to me than you.
Yeah, I'm actually way older than old man.
He's only 2 years older than me. He's 44.
44 years old.
Hadn't played in 5 years.
His last game was against the Bills in the postseason, too.
Yeah, that wild card game in the 2020 COVID season.
Can you imagine being like the third string quarterback and thinking now's going to be my time, and the team goes out and signs a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers to come in to hopefully save the season?
Man.
That's got to suck.
The Colts are snake bitten with that quarterback stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like Peyton Manning gets a weird injury. He's done. They luck into Andrew Luck. Then he retires after a bunch of injuries.
And now
Then
Hates the Colts.
Right. Then they go with different guy. They had Flacco. They had Rivers. Then Daniel Jones comes in and also ran. And, my God, he was looking like an MVP candidate.
Yep.
He gets hurt. They're looking like they're great. Now they might fall out of the playoffs altogether. And Phillip Rivers, who is one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen in this game, put up a ton of stats, big numbers. I heard that one of the reasons he's coming back is the Colts run the same offense as Rivers coaching his son's high school football team.
Makes sense to me.
So I guess he's still been slinging it around a little bit. He's a grandfather.
Well, he has like a dozen kids or something.
I know
like
his
that.
wife just had another one while we were talking.
You're on fire today.
We're
Andy.
on a roll.
I love it, dude. Also, this could be the end of the line for the Chiefs as far as their hopes for the postseason. They have the Chargers coming up. So the Chiefs are in do or die mode right now as they look to hang on to their playoff hopes. Chargers coming off a nice win over the Eagles, but it's not going to be easy going to Arrowhead for that team.
And the Chargers' offensive line is really beat up. Chiefs' defense looked like they had something special going against Houston and a slugfest of a game in that game that the Chiefs ended up losing. So Chargers beat them early in the season, week 1. Normally, I would say I would fully expect the Chiefs to go out and win this game just because it's the Chiefs and it's who they are. Now, I don't have any clue.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea. Normally, I would say write that one off. Chiefs are going to win, do what they have to do. Now, I think we're watching a slow end, not necessarily end of the dynasty, but they're going to have to retool.
Yeah, I think so. I think even if they win coming up on, they just have a tough row to hoe to get into this postseason picture. And then as it looks right now, Andy, depending on how the Bills look against the Patriots, I'm going to reserve judgment until after that, see if they can put 3 games in a row together. But anyone in the playoff mix right now, aside from the Houston Texans, which would still worry me if the Bills had to run into them at any point, the Bills just get in.
If you're taking bets or whatever, move Buffalo out of the equation. Who's the next most likely team to make the Super Bowl out of the AFC?
I've been sitting on the Houston Texans all day with that. And I'm not.
Their defense is just so ferocious.
Yeah.
Like, we're
But
approaching.
Who wants to see the Houston Texans in the Super Bowl, aside from people in Houston?
We're used to just seeing them in that 1 o'clock wild card game that the AFC South winner always is. You know, their defense is so good. But I also think New England is really good. I think the Bills and the Patriots right now are tied for likeliest odds to come out of the AFC.
AFC Championship, Bills at New England.
Wow, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But if my earlier discussion holds true, like, couldn't Houston go to New England and win the 7-2?
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the Bills could end up hosting a championship game.
That would be
if things
wild.
fall the right way, even if they go in as a wild card team. To me, this thing is so wide open. You potentially are not going to have to go through Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, or Lamar Jackson. The Bills, regardless of what happens here the last month, they're getting in. This is as wide open as it's been for them.
All right, quick break, then a quick 3 and out as we get ready to wrap up shop here in this Buffalo End Zone podcast. Welcome back, everyone. Andy, this one has my dad outraged right now. Notre Dame not going to go to a bowl game after not being selected to the college football playoffs. I think it's a poor look for Notre Dame to do that.
Don't be a baby.
I look at it as my dad points out, some of these guys on Notre Dame are never going to play football again.
Right.
So why not go to the bowl and enjoy that experience?
They're trying to send a message to the selection committee, to college football as a whole, to the ACC. that they got jobbed and they want changes, and that may involve them not being in that affiliation with the ACC anymore,
Right.
or things changing there. But, like, dude, win one of your big games and
Right.
cry about it.
It's pretty.
I do think they have some gripe in that how did Miami jump them even though neither of them played, according to the previous week's rankings? That doesn't make any sense.
Because Miami beat them head-to-head.
Right, but they were already ahead of them in the rankings. So my thing is, don't do the rankings.
Yeah,
Be
that's
like
good.
college basketball and just have a selection Sunday, and here's where we slot them. Because it's stupid, it's ESPN, it's money, to go through this rigmarole every week and then not have it hold up at the end.
I agree with you. All right, Andy. Bud Light announcing Blizzard Brew. It is a beer that they're releasing. Do you know what this is?
I just saw a story about it on our air.
Made with snow that fell into Highmark Stadium. Does that not sound like the most disgusting thing? Now, I'm sure they.
Now, who got
treat it-
paid $20 to shovel that?
Right. Well, that's their whole thing. It's paying tribute to fans who go, but it just sounds gross. Like, just saying that it's made with snow from the stadium.
So I took a picture or a video leading into the game Sunday against the Bengals of the outside of the stadium, and there was a big pile of snow right there. And I didn't notice this before I posted it. It looked like somebody puked into the snow pile.
Well, it's the
So there you
Bills
go.
game, so,
Right.
Yeah, enjoy your Blizzard Brew. Finally, we'll do What You Watching real quick, Andy.
Yeah.
I've been watching, of course, a show from the 80s and 90s called Renegade, starring Fernando Lamas.
Did you watch that because of the Bills-Steelers game?
No, but I got to tell you, it's one of the worst shows ever created. Like, watching it is like just watching the worst thing you've ever seen. The opening monologue is Andy Young was a cop, and he was really good at his job. Like, that's the...
I don't recall you telling me anything I'd be remotely interested in watching lately. Why do you watch this crap? There's so much good TV on.
Because I scroll through Tubi. There's so much good TV on.
Dude, there's 1,000 shows on Netflix, Apple TV, all these places.
Well,
You're stuck in the 80s.
I never watched it as a kid, and I'm glad I didn't.
Okay. Severance. I'm still on that. I'm in season 2. It's getting good.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
That's it. No buzzer this week. For Andy Young, I'm Kevin Carroll. Thanks for joining us, everyone.